to them and tell them that you need an it.
Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Aniya A, and I'm live. Listen, it has been a little while since I've been on with you guys on YouTube. And that's honestly my fault and my bad. I have been going through quite a storm as of late. I mean, I have no other ways to describe the foolishness I've been dealing with. But you know what? It's okay because in due time, I feel like everything is going to work itself out, right? And so tonight I had to come on. And if you heard little noise moments ago or something really loud. It was Tasha K, who I absolutely adore. Now, you guys know, before I even get into my topic, that I don't watch TV very much because I'm so busy and I've been on TV a whole lot. So, therefore, I have no time to watch anybody else. I know, bad, right? But here's the joke, like this Tasha K, she really tickles my fancy. And I don't know if it's because she like is so funny. I think she is hilarious. And so if this message gets out to Tasha K tonight, let her know Aniya A loves her. And I happen to have caught her the first time uh, about 3 years ago or so when she was interviewing a young lady who was like a fellow stripper friend of Cardi B's. And it was a pretty wild scenario. Like I listened and was like, "Ooh, this is deep. Wow." And ever since then, I've been kind of like a fan of, this young lady. And it's not because I hate Cardi B or anything like that, but I mean, it was spot on, like with the interview. Although some people have like haterade issues, but I don't think this young lady was hating on Cardi B because she was like really hurt by Cardi's actions. And I don't know. Listen. But either way, I liked Tasha K from then because she was not afraid. Like Tasha K goes for the gusto and she's not afraid. And so if you heard her moments ago, yeah, that was her voice. And yes, Aniya was listening. So let's move along to how you all have been out there on YouTube land, in YouTube land. One second, I have to post on Facebook. You know me. But what's so funny is honestly, I don't remember my verbiage. Uh, oh, I think I got it now. Okay. Afterthoughts, hours with your girl, Aniya A on, oh, okay, Afterthoughts Hours live. Okay, sorry guys, you know how we do. Live with your girl Aniya A on that good old YouTube. Okay. Oh, it's been one of those days. It's been one of those past couple days, guys. And honestly, the only reason I'm on tonight is because I've realized that in life, sometimes we cannot fake the funk and we cannot disappear, right? And so tonight I said, you know what? I had to come back on my good old YouTube because I have been going and going and going so much and I've been doing so much, and yet I literally ended up at a crossroads today where I experienced quite a few issues and had to be real about a couple of things. And in that moment of me being real and experiencing the things that I experienced, um, I just decided, like, when we try to hide from the truth, it always reveals itself. Like, there's no way we can hide from the truth. A lot of people sit around and pretend, or they, hide in essence, or they, try to disappear or try to drown their problems or their sorrows with alcohol or drugs or whatever. And I remember a time when I used to do that, right? I used to not drown my sorrows with drugs. I smoked a lot of weed. And this is the thing about that. And I'm very transparent because obviously we know in 2020 and moving forward that, the haters are going to be like, wait a minute, how can Aniya A be on TV or talk about motivation or helping anybody when she used to smoke pot? And I think she might have dabbled in other drugs. First of all, pot was like it for me. Have I been drugged by like crazy old rich white men? Yeah, that kind of happened before once, but I didn't do anything wacky doodle with them or anything. Thank God for a friend of mine who saved my life. I don't even remember her name. I think it might have been Amanda. Wait a minute. It'll come back to me, but it was years ago. Um, and I say that to say because the closer I get to my dreams and my visions of being the person that God created me to be, I feel as though I have to be as open and transparent with the people because at the end of the day, what happens is people really have a way of trying to bring you down by your past actions. So, either way, today was one of those days that was like really hard because I had to face the reality of a situation that I've been running from, and it was fear. And ultimately, what happens in our lives is, again, we try to hide our pain and our sorrow or drown out the voices in our heads and things like that. Sometimes with substances, other times with work. Like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta. And then you freaking hit a dead end. And that's when you face the reality like, everything you've been working hard for or everything that you've been trying to accomplish means absolutely nothing when you hit that wall. We all have these dreams and these visions and these desires. And some people, it seems that they accomplish these things more easily than others. But that's a misconception, right? And the reason I'm talking about drowning ourselves and our pain and whatnot is because I see it every day. I honestly see it every day. And I remember a time when I literally would not be able to have communications with people that didn't smoke weed, excuse me. I know that's weird that I never spoke to people that didn't smoke weed. And honestly, people could say whatever the hell they want, but it was true. Like, I remember standing there one day and like hitting the blunt and was like, you know, in my head, I think I was thinking it. When you're high, you're like always thinking about weird stuff. And then I remember like thinking it, and then I think I said it out loud, like, I can't talk to people who don't smoke because you would never understand me. And I think people move in herds and in packs. And I think people that have like a lot of pain also move in that way, because a lot of us face like tremendous fears. And if we don't resolve them, we can end up in really bad predicaments, right? And I faced a massive fear today. And I didn't even want to talk about this openly. And I'm not going to go into like a whole lot of detail, but you know what? I'm so glad it came out and I was able to face it. Because in the end, it was eating me up inside that I felt this way and that I couldn't verbalize it. But I decided to put on my big girl panties and face this fear today. And it wasn't like I even intended it to. I didn't intend to do it, right? Have you ever been in a circumstance where you're like, you know what? Screw it. Let me tell you how I feel because I'm tired. I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of hurting. And I'm tired of not accomplishing what I desire because of this weird fear. Take it or leave it. Do what you must. And so, in essence, I'm back tonight on YouTube because in my most vulnerable, most weakest moment, I realized that being truthful is always the best way to go. And I can say this often, and on the Aniya A show, I try to be as transparent as possible. But of course, I can't be 100% open because that's again when you feel your most vulnerable. But today I did something and I'm pretty proud of myself, even though it wasn't what I intended to do. But why not, right? Why constantly put myself in a box that I can't get out of? Why do you put yourselves in boxes that you can't get out of? And then you try to self medicate or you try to drown out your fears and your sorrows in ways that are unbecoming. And so, with that being said, and when I look at certain people and I remember the days when I literally would just like be in my own world, just like drinking or like smoking and just like kind of wanting things to just end, but didn't know how to make it stop, you know? I just remember like how empty I always felt. Always. So tonight, the lesson learned and the growth pattern is, you know, being truthful, being transparent, but being transparent with a purpose, right? Because in the end, we can be as transparent and open and happy go freaking lucky as we want, but what do we want to accomplish in those moments? Today I did a thing and I'm happier because I did. And the more I look at people around me who are hurting and who are suffering because they don't have the strength to fight their demons, is the more I want to keep pushing forward and doing what I'm doing and accomplishing my dreams to be able to tell these weird truths that ultimately heal my soul. You know, we all have a journey that we're on, right? Even you watching now, you have a purpose and you have a magnificent journey that you're on. But don't be afraid to fully live your life. I say it all the time, but I mean literally. If you want to go mountain bike climbing, do it. Just be careful though, because there might be bears out there, you know. But if you want to go, you know, take a vacation, save those coins and go. If you want to have another child, but your spouse is like, no, we can't afford it. But in your heart, you're like, I want another baby. Hell, weigh out your options and make yourself happy. If you know that person, whether man, whether woman, whether transsexual, pansexual, whatever the hell, you know, whatever the case is, if they're not going to be in full support of you, tell them to kick rocks or you disappear. And you love yourself enough to make yourself happy. And when I say happy, what does that mean? That means knowing that the end result is going to put a smile on your face. And that ultimately means that you will be able to wake up with that decision that you've made every day and be content and full of peace. What brings you peace? What puts a smile on your face? When I say happy, that's all I mean. If having another baby means making you happy and you're able to deal with all the screaming and the crying and the diaper changing and you can even do it alone because that spouse of yours is not on the same page, you have to seek out that internal peace and you have to go for it. Because I think, and it is in my best opinion, that even while I was high all the time, I knew in those moments, and again, this is not on crack, this is not on cocaine, this is not on opioids or whatever. I don't even know what an opioid is. Somebody Google that. What is an opioid? Whatever. It's just on marijuana. I was just a basic chick, you know? But anyway, I knew that even in those moments, that speaking with people that did not comprehend me, nor dealt with the pains that I had dealt with, would not make me happy. Now I know better, because now I know that I could be a leader, a problem solver, an advocate, and work with those that feel those pains, and I could motivate and encourage without smoking that blunt. But I want you all to find that inner peace, that joy, that laughter again, that childlike faith. Remember, as a child, when you just would believe that anything would be possible? That's where we should be sometimes. Not all the time, because reality hits and you're like, oh, damn it. I can't just think of that $1,000,000 and it comes, right? But either way, you know what I mean. Enjoy your lives. We're only given one. And for those that don't make it, you know, those we hear about in the news or in our families or our friends down the block that have been taken prematurely, I want you to remember something, that the Lord giveth and he taketh away. You know, I've been going through a lot, like I stated earlier, right? And I remember Eve Hendricks just this past weekend, just yesterday, as we were on the corner of 161 and I want to say Morris Ave or something. And it was like I saw like this bright light bulb or something explode over her head. And she was just like, Anaya, I just have to remember that God giveth and he taketh away. If you don't believe in God, then it's kind of hard to conceptualize what I'm saying. But if you do believe in the Father, then you'll know that everything is his anyway. Absolutely everything is his. So he's going to do what he wants. And we are just his actors in this movie. He's the director, he's the producer. We're just his little minions. We are just his little actors waiting for the next cue. And Jesus is like the sound guy that's like, okay, an action. Or, you know, like, no, that didn't sound right. Or like, he's like the guy that's like, can you just have a redo? Like, can you take a moment? Because it's not just working correctly right now. And then you have the Holy Spirit who's just like over the whole project. Maybe like even a secret investor or something. Like, yeah, you know, I think we should go in this direction because it will play out better this way. And since I am adding my coins to this project, I think in my mind, since I'm bringing so much, we should try it this way. That's how I think about the Trinity. How do you think about the Trinity? Either way, we can't be wrong. It's our opinion, it's how we feel, and it's how we believe. And I want you all to believe in greatness, in the wonders of advocacy, love, compassion, strength, community. Remember, it takes a village. So, with that being said, go out there, heal yourselves, and heal the world. But while you're doing so, be happy while you're doing it. Make yourself happy again and smile. It's your girl Aniya A with just random thoughts tonight, just live on YouTube again, just getting emotional because I faced a fear today. Go out and face your fears. Stop lying and hiding. It helps nobody and it resolves absolutely, positively nothing. Trust me, I know. So, with that being said, I'm going to see all of you great people tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. on the Aniya A Show on Facebook. You can find me at ANIY, actually, ANI capital YA. I haven't done this in a while, right? And I can't just say cut because it's live. Okay, So on Facebook, it's ANI, capital YA, last name A, and with a period spelled out. That's on Facebook. And then on IG, you can find me at Aniya A143 or FEGMGMT. Finally, you can find me on NVSA NYC. And listen to this. Ready for this? Lucky has his own page. So Lucky Charms has his own IG page. You can find his stories as well at Lucky CHARMZ. I think it's Lucky Charms 143. And I have another page on IG, which is my new committee page under the National Action Network under Rev Al Sharpton. I'll bring that to you tomorrow night. But with that being said, listen, continue to be amazing, my people, and know that happiness rules everything. I'm just saying. There's God, there's Jesus, there's Aniya, then there's happiness. I'm just kidding. Laugh out loud. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.